On this week's show, Army of Darkness meets Bubba Ho-TEP, Hellboy turns 25, and My Hero Academia, Vigilantes. Check it out, it's Previews World Weekly, and it's happening right now. What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday, it's New Comic Book Day, which of course means it's time for Previews World Weekly. I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
And I'm Thea, and as usual, we're here every week to remind you to stop at a comic shop and get involved in the world of comics.
And normally we do a little bit of chit-chat pre-show, but I got nothing this week.
Yeah, it's kind of been...
It's been a little soft in terms of news and a couple other things, so not saying all the news has been like kind of soft, but you know, there was no Super Bowl, there was no major trailer, like none of that stuff.
Nothing super exciting.
Nothing super exciting. Yeah. So, but you know what is exciting is Wednesday, so there are tons of new comics on your local comic shop shelves. Here's Anna Mia, she's going to show you what's at comic shops.
Hey Previews World, Mia here with a look at what's at comic shops this week. So let's jump on in. And we're just getting started. The world of comics has even more to offer, so stop at a shop already, and you might just find your new favorite thing. See ya!
Thanks a lot, Mia. Troy, what are you looking forward to?
This episode we're going to talk a little bit later about comic book experiences, right? Mm-hmm. And it just so happens that one of my fondest comic book experiences is a book called Marvels. Came out in the late 90s. It's artwork by Alex Ross, written by Kurt Busiek. I mean, it's deemed a classic for all intents and purposes. Marvel's re-releasing it for their 80th anniversary, which is also important, I have to point out. And it's an annotated version. Cool. So you're getting a lot of cool details about that book. I mean, it's Alex Ross, so it's not... You know, you're not going to find a more gorgeous book, and if you did, it's probably also by Alex Ross. So, yeah, it's just a cool little piece of comic book history. I still own the original books.
Cool.
Me too. Yeah, see? I mean, it's just an awesome...
Classic.
Right, and it's like, you know, I mean, if you're not familiar with it, it's about a photojournalist who works for the Daily Bugle, and he's seeing the history of Marvel. You're seeing the history of Marvel through his eyes. Cool. So it's very, very cool, very, very whimsical, very, like, a lot of awe-inspiring moments, and yeah, I love that. It's cool that they're re-releasing
it. That's so cool, for sure.
What are you looking forward to?
I've been looking at that book, Goddess Mode.
Okay, yeah.
Which looks totally crazy and cool.
All right.
So it's from Zoe Quinn and Robbie Rodriguez, who was the co-creator of Spider-Gwen.
Yep.
And it follows this character, Cassandra Price, who's living in a world where AI essentially provides for humanity, and she does tech support for it. That's her job.
Interesting.
But then she finds out that there's this whole other underground digital universe where there are creatures that are trying to prey on humanity. So she has to team up with these like super women to help save humanity from the AI demons.
Okay. Not inaccurate.
I mean,
not that far removed from reality.
The way we're going, you know?
No, that was like the flagship title for the new Vertigo relaunch. So yeah, that's a cool one. We actually haven't talked much about that. So yeah, that's cool. Also out this week, I was really excited when I found out about this. Have you ever seen Bubba Ho-TEP?
I have not seen it, but I know what it is.
I mean, first of all, it's not one of those movies that like it's kind of hard to come by. You're not going to find it on Netflix.
No.
I happened to see it in the theater, but it was a fluke. And it's cool because Dynamite is releasing Army of Darkness Bubba Ho-TEP. So basically, Bubba Ho-TEP was played by Bruce Campbell. Yep. And of course, Ash from Army of Darkness, Evil Dead is also played by Bruce Campbell. So it's Bruce Campbell versus Bruce Campbell. And the concept is basically... It's kind of murky in terms of like what he is, but Bubba Ho-TEP is basically about an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah.
Or it might actually be Elvis.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? And he's in a retirement home. He accidentally switched bodies with an impersonator, according to him, to get away from his life as a celebrity, but then he got stuck. and like the impersonator died and became Elvis. That's the plot of the movie.
Oh,
But this
man.
particular book is about Army of Darkness meets Bubba Ho-Tep. So check it out. It's very crazy. It's Joe R. Lansdale, if you're familiar with any of his sci-fi work. Check it out. It's cool. So what else are you looking forward to?
So there's a trade coming out, is coming out today for Stardust.
Yeah, right.
Which is really cool because, quite frankly, I didn't know that it was even turned into comics.
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of my favorite stories from Gaiman. And I said earlier before the show that it's one of the few stories that I feel has translated best into film.
Yeah.
The book is good, but the film is better.
Oh, okay.
And I think that that's not something you see very often, but I'm assuming also that it's going to translate really well into visual storytelling in this aspect of things. So we've got artist Charles Vess, and it's all paintings.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be totally gorgeous. Just the cover art alone is like totally stunning.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, no, that Stardust, the comic has been around for a while, and I guess they're repackaging it with a new version, hardcover, whatever. Yeah, but you can't really go wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Like I was working at comic shops when that book came out, and like people always picked it up. They loved it.
That's so good.
Also out this week, something else to look forward to. I'm actually kind of curious about this. Avengers: No Road Home, which is a mini-series that they're releasing. It's a weekly event, one of those weekly event mini-series. It comes from the team that did Avengers: No Surrender earlier last year. And just so you have an understanding of the type of lineup that's involved with this book, it's Jim Zub, it's Al Ewing, and it's Mark Waid. You really can't go wrong with that writing team. It's got really cool artwork, and it's basically the Avengers are pretty much, it sounds like they're time displaced. But the other cool thing about this, which we found out earlier this year, is that Conan the Barbarian is going to pop up in this story. So yeah, this might be worth. I know weekly events are kind of daunting for people because they're like, I got to come back every week and pick this up. But I mean, like the creative team, you really can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely.
What else? Speaking of Conan,
Speaking of Conan, yes, we have Savage Sword of Conan #1, which is great. We've got Jerry Duggan, who did Deadpool and Infinity Wars, and artist Ron Garney, who did Daredevil and Thor: God of Thunder.
Yeah.
And this is an all-new age of Savage Sword of Conan, beginning with a 5-part tale of swords and sorcery. And it looks super cool. He's adrift at sea, no food, no weapons, and death surely awaits him. But Conan is not so easily subdued.
No, sounds about right.
Absolutely.
Also, speaking of Alex Ross, that's an Alex Ross cover.
There you go.
Just can't go wrong with Alex Ross. Also out this week, Wonder Comics, Brian Michael Bendis' imprint, which is supposed to be for younger readers. They're doing Wonder Twins from the Super Friends cartoon, which I know is like a lot of people remember fondly. It sounds like they're going to be officially in canon. I know they've popped up before in DC books before.
Sure.
But it sounds like they're actually going to be part of continuity now.
All right.
And yeah, it looks like a fun book.
I always like them.
Yeah, it's a cool duo, right?
They're solid characters.
Yeah, Wonder
and they're
Twin
always
powers
fun.
activate, all that stuff. You guys know how that works. So yeah, definitely check that out. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the news and some of the things that have been going on in the world of comics the last couple of days.
To commemorate the 25th anniversary of the publication of Hellboy: Seed of Destruction, Dark Horse Comics is publishing Hellboy 25 Years of Covers. In Hellboy: Seed of Destruction, creator Mike Mignola first introduced comic book readers to the Right Hand of Doom, the Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense, and one of the most iconic comic book characters and universes of all time. And now, on July 3rd, Dark Horse will pay tribute to the character's legacy and 25 years of spellbinding covers with Hellboy: 25 Years of Covers, a deluxe, oversized hardcover collection that includes more than 150 full-page cover pieces from artists including Mike Mignola, Richard Corbin, Duncan Fegredo, and more, featuring an introduction by colorist Dave Stewart and a foreword by Mignola. The release of Hellboy: 25 Years of Covers continues Dark Horse's year-long celebration of Mike Mignola and his legendary creation, highlighted by Hellboy Day on March 23rd.
Yeah, which is really cool. You can see them kind of revving up the Hellboy celebration engine. Of course, this is the movie's in April, but Hellboy Day precedes it by a couple of weeks. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're going to your local comic shop.
Absolutely.
But March and April is Hellboys. So go for it.
Hellboy time. I love Hellboy.
No, he's cool.
He's definitely been one of my favorite characters.
I need to read more Hellboy.
Me too.
But it's just as a concept, I just have always loved it. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Next up, Image Comics is pleased to reveal a very special line of Rumble variant covers in time for Black History Month. These covers will kick off the new story arc with Rumble number 11 by John Arcudi and David Rubin, and will feature artwork by Keith Pollard, Arvell Jones, Ron Wilson, Chris Brunner, and Sanford Green. John Arcudi said that there's such a rich history of African Americans working in comics, but it seems that not enough people know about it. Keith Pollard, Arvell Jones, and Ron Wilson were willing to help out with their tribute variants, homages, in fact, to their own vintage comics covers. Their great covers are followed up with 2 homages to Black Comics pioneers Matt Baker and A.C. Hollingsworth, done by Chris Brunner and Sanford Green, respectively. Altogether, the series came out as a kind of visual history of African-American cartoonists in comic books. Rumble number 11 will be available in comic shops on Wednesday, April 17th.
Yeah, and I cannot agree more with John Arcurde. One of the things that always used to bug me is people say there are no black creators in comics.
Come on,
like
guys.
that was like people were saying that a few years ago. Don't act like they weren't.
Come on.
But I mean, there are. It's just that artists in particular aren't exactly in front of cameras all the time.
Yeah, so you don't know what they look like or who they are, right?
Exactly.
You just know what they make.
Exactly, right. So I think this is really cool that they're doing this. And actually, we might co-sign this. I might actually do a list of, just influential black creators on the site. I think that'd be cool. Hold me to that, internet. I'll do it.
Absolutely. Now we have a great announcement that both Diamond Select Toys and Gentle Giant Limited have long been known for delivering high-quality busts, statues, and action figures to collectors worldwide. And beginning February 1st, fans can get the best of both worlds as DST finalizes the purchase of select assets from Gentle Giant, taking over manufacturing and distribution of many of the company's key lines.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid.
That's a big one. And we broke that the day before. So, if you're not familiar with Gentle Giant, you probably are. I mean, truthfully. But if you're not familiar with Gentle Giant, they did the oversized Star Wars figures, that were based on the Kenner, the early Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
And they've also done tons of Scotty Young statuettes, and they've done a lot of other stuff on top of that.
They've got really cool collectibles.
Really cool collectibles, highly detailed, just beautiful stuff. Yeah. And we're paying the bills a little bit by mentioning that it is Diamond Select Toys, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great thing to have happen.
Yeah, and keep an eye on the catalog because we'll start seeing new stuff very soon.
Fancy. And last but not least, Marvel is excited to reveal the creative team for Free Comic Book Day Spider-Man/Venom #1, the story that might just become the most ordered and most sought out single issue in the entire history of Free Comic Book Day.
Oh.
Everyone knows Miles Morales, who rose to fame in Marvel's acclaimed animated sensation Into the Spider-Verse, and with a second feature film arriving this year, Peter Parker will once again suit up to save the world with his web-slinging superpowers. In a special Free Comic Book Day story, creators Tom Taylor, Saladin Ahmed, and Corey Smith take these superstar heroes of the Spider-Verse in a shocking new direction, with a story that will build to one of Marvel's most fantastic and epic tales later this year. Make sure you find a participating comic shop near you so you can grab your copy of Spider-Man/Venom #1 and Marvel's Avengers #1 on Free Comic Book Day. Don't forget, that's May 4th, because trust us, you won't want to be without these stunning issues.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw a lot of people saying that's not Venom on the cover. Yeah, we know it's not Venom.
Get it, guys.
It's just
No kidding!
it's just a teaser image, guys. It's okay.
Just to get you all ready and excited.
Yeah. But that's actually that also is a very cool lineup of creators. So
Yes.
It should be very interesting. And I actually got a chance to read Saladin Ahmed's Miles Morales book.
Yeah.
It actually turned out to be really good. I
Cool.
thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely check that out. Free Comic Book Day, can't go wrong.
Always.
As usual, your local comic shop isn't home to just comics, it's home to toys as well. And so here's Natasha, she's going to show us what's inside Preview's toy chest. Here we go.
Hey Previews World, Natasha here, and I'm going to give you a look at some of the new toys and collectibles in stores today. Here's your Previews toy chest for the week of February 13th, 2019. And our new show, Talking Toys, has even more to offer, where we show you what hot new collectibles are on their way to your local comic shop. Check it out at previewsworld.com/talkingtoys. And as for me, I'll see you back here next week.
Thanks, Natasha. And you can find a complete list of toys available this week. Just head to PREVIEWSworld.com/new releases. Anything you're looking for? I already know, but you're all over this.
I'm really excited about that Junkrat.
Right.
He has such a great Junkrat face. Like, he's just so Junkrat. And like, I don't even Overwatch, but Junkrat looks so Junkrat.
It looks pretty cool. I actually think and I'm not saying this just because it's Diamond Slate Toys. I actually kind of like the John Wick Vinny made.
Yeah.
He looks like Keanu Reeves to me.
He does.
And it's like, I think it's kind of cool that it's like this little mini Keanu. Like, I actually might add that to. I have like an action shrine at my desk, I call it. So it's like Schwarzenegger and was it Ripley and a couple of other like action characters.
Add Wick in there.
I should add Wick to that. So
it's kind of impressive that they managed to get it to look like Keanu Reeves,
Right,
considering how simple
the
the design is.
Right. Or maybe Keanu has a simple face. Maybe it's just not that complicated. Oh no. I'm just saying. No disrespect to Keanu, he's great.
I love him.
So we have a giveaway for this week, right?
We do.
And like we do every week. What are we giving away?
Ghostbusters! So we have marshmallow-covered Egon Spengler.
Yep, a previews exclusive.
It's true. It is a previews exclusive, and it's actually quite cool. And he has multiple hands and there's a lot going on here. There's a lot.
And he looks like Harold Ramis, which I am impressed by. Yeah.
Yes, it's very true. Actually, they all look.
Yeah, they all look like the
actors.
actors.
They all look like the actors.
Yeah,
they managed to do it, which sometimes doesn't happen.
Yeah, some toy companies are not that great at it, but like this is a good one. Yeah.
They got him. They got him. So if you guys want to win this guy, you let us know on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching us. Just let us know, when did you first encounter the Ghostbusters? We'll take entries until next Wednesday and pick a random winner.
Yeah, and this is the 35th anniversary of Ghostbusters.
It is.
We've talked about this. Is actually this is like week 4.
Right? We have a lot of busting going on the show lately, for sure.
Right, but like it's cool, and like it's the 35th anniversary, so like commemorate it with old Egon Spengler here.
That's true. It's true.
Actually, I said a couple of weeks ago I was going to add Ghostbusters 2016 to my list on Netflix. I watched it. Want a hot take? It's not that bad. It's okay.
It's not that bad. It's fine.
It's okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's okay. It's funnier than I thought it would be,
Yeah.
but like it's still kind of feels needless at the end of the day. So
Oh, well.
But Holtzman is actually really funny.
Good.
It was cool.
good to know.
So yeah.
It's good to know.
Not
I
bad.
trust your opinion.
Not bad.
That's about what I expected.
I make the circle of opinion you trust. That's good. All right, I'm down for it. I like it.
We also have last week's winner, right?
Yes, we do.
So last week we had the question of what your favorite DC show is, right? And we have Random Happenstance X. You are our winner. And they said that their favorite DC show is Legends of Tomorrow.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
you got all those, the DC Vinimates, right?
Right, yeah, we do. Right. It's a nice collection of characters too. That's a
Yeah.
fun show. I haven't watched all the CW shows, but I've like caught a glimpse of
I haven't watched
Legends of
any of
Tomorrow.
them.
The Flash one's pretty good too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only one I don't think I've actually seen at all is Arrow. Even
Oh
Supergirl.
wait, I have watched some Arrow.
Even Supergirl surprised me.
I forgot. Well, it's been a while. I watched like 1.5 seasons. So when they came out.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. That's more than I've watched. But like they all seem pretty cool and actually pretty loyal to the source material for the most part.
Cool.
Trailers. One of the most popular books out right now is actually My Hero Academia, and it just so happens that My Hero Academia Vigilantes came out a few months ago. So we're just going to show you a trailer for My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which is really hard to say. Check it out.
Heroes around the world make use of their superpowers with official government authorization. But there are unofficial heroes in this world too. So-called vigilantes. They are illegal heroes who fight for the sake of true justice, regardless of whether they have great abilities or legal hero licenses. What they need to have is the ability to take action the moment action is required. And for a hero, that's all that really matters. The official My Hero Academia spin-off series, My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Are they heroes, criminals, or just plain crazy?
And that was My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which is available. 1 through 3 is available right now at your comic shop. Volume 4 is coming out in April, so keep an eye out for it. I know you guys already are keeping an eye out for it because it's insanely popular.
Everybody loves it.
And I feel really left out because I don't know anything about My Hero. I'm still reading Prison School, so I'm behind on everything manga right now. So Social Swamp, right? This is everybody's favorite segment. At least I feel like it is. And it was really cool. Like, so just I'm gonna preface this just a little bit. So I was talking. We were at the office, was talking a little bit about the year ahead, and one of the things that we talked about was what can we improve in terms of videos, right? And one of the things that came up was, well, how can we create the comic book experience in video form?
Right.
And so we decided like the best thing to do is just ask you guys. So we did that. And so over the weekend, we asked our followers, tell us about your comic experience. Like, what was the first book you picked up? Where was it? Like, let's
Give us a
just
story.
really get into it, you know? And so you did. And so that's what we're going to do this week on Social Swamp. And we got some really cool responses. So check it out.
So yeah, solid responses to this prompt, for sure.
Yeah.
We have Matt Miner, who said that my first superhero comic was a Spider-Man/Doc Ock giveaway from my orthodontist, sponsored by AIM toothpaste. Was hooked after that.
Nice.
On brushing teeth or the comics?
Right,
Hopefully both.
Yeah, hopefully they both
They're
serve the
both
purpose.
important.
Right, yeah, there you go.
DJ said, saw a spin rack at the grocery store with Batman vs. Predator on it, and my 8-year-old mind was blown. I think my dad got it for me because deep down he wanted to read it too.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
For sure. Jason Santa said, my older brother took me to Games and Things in the Fashion Island Mall in Foster City, California, and let me buy something under $1 for my 13th birthday. I decided a comic book was a good choice, only 75 cents at the time, and opened up X-Men number 208. Saw the art inside and was hooked. Still have the issue too, as well as several thousand more comics. Collection.
Yeah.
And finally, JJ Smathers said, I saw comics on and off throughout my childhood, Archie, Donald Duck, and even Spider-Ham, but I never gave them a lot of thought. Then in 1992, DC published their Death of Superman story. A friend and I both heard we could buy and then sell said comic for a profit, and to two 14-year-olds, that seemed like easy money. So that's what we both intended to do. We went to the local pharmacy, bought 2 copies apiece, and then went home. That night, we both decided to read the comic to see what the big deal was, completely unaware that the other was doing the same. That single moment changed both of us forever. Fast forward to now, and we're both 40, still best friends, and still make a trip to our local comic shop every Wednesday to buy our weekly comics. The only difference now is that occasionally his wife and kids or my nephews tag along as well.
I love that.
That's a great one.
I was like, I said keep it brief, but I was like that one was like so
solid.
Yeah, it was like just a great
Very
story.
wholesome.
Very wholesome. Yeah, all right. I love how it starts off with this 14-year-old get rich quick.
Yeah, it's so good. Great story. Thanks so much.
And I think that's the funny thing about those event books. Like, I know we kind of always complain about them. Like, and comic fans complain about the event books and the crossover and all that stuff, but they do get people in the comics, so
They
there is
do.
value, so.
There's pull in the big, flashy stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, for sure.
So, were there any more? Or
That was it.
That was the last one. So, we got tons of them. Like, we got a bunch of
Absolutely.
them to the point that I think I'm just going to go ahead and make an article that just features the rest of them, or at least the best ones.
That'd be great.
But yeah, so definitely keep an eye on PREVIEWSworld.com for that. And we've talked about our initial comic
We
book
have,
experience.
yeah.
Like, you had what? It was
Johnny the Homicidal
Right,
Maniac
yeah,
at my
all right.
local Hot Topic.
Yeah, see, there you go. And for me, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures, which was just an adaptation of the cartoon. I didn't realize that. Like, the first 5 issues were or whatever. But, like, I carried it around everywhere because I just wanted to read it over and over
exactly.
again. So, I think it's important to share those things because not only is it your experience, but it's also a shared experience in a lot of ways because it's a moment where our imaginations were sparked.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important. And we're going to try to dive more into that. And I think we might even do this as a social swamp again in the future because there's no shortage of origin stories.
Yeah, and they're all such great stories too. So
Yeah, why not
keeping it
share?
rolling is great.
Yeah, keep it rolling, keep it rolling. And so we're almost done with this episode, but we do have a comic shop shout out that we like to
we
do every
do,
week.
for
So
sure.
who's sharing what with us this week?
So this week we are featuring A&M Comics in Miami, Florida, and that was sent to us by Comic Book Cast 3. So we'll leave you with some photos of that place at the end of the show. And of course, if you want to be featured on the show, let us know what your favorite local comic shop is. Use the hashtag #SupportYourLCS on whatever social media you can find us, and we'll feature you.
Cool. And that's it for Previous World Weekly this week. Keep sharing with us. Keep letting us know what you're thinking of the world of comics. And I'm Troy Jeffrey Allen.
And I'm Thea, and we'll see you at the Spinner Rack.
watching Previews World Weekly. If you like the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes.